In February of 1864, Duleep Singh left for India.
Hi, I'm Misha.
And I'm Reach, and welcome to Tarihi Tales. And on his way, he stopped in Egypt. This is where, for the first time in his life, he met a girl, a not the first time in his life that he met a girl. And here in Egypt, he met a girl named Bamba who was of age 15. Wow, that sounded wrong.
Was of age 15.
That sounded wrong. So in Egypt, he met a girl named Bamba who was 15. She was part of a mission school in Egypt that he had previously contacted, and he had kind of put in a request for a wife. Now, this might be absurd, but this kind of marriage talk for Duleep Singh had been going on for quite some time. He was previously engaged, and then his engagement broken, and even Dr. Logan was actively looking for kind of rishtas for him. But nothing was leading anywhere, and I think Duleep Singh kind of just wanted to take things into his own hands. So he wrote to that mission school and he kind of laid out his conditions for a good wife. So the only request he actually had was that the girl needs to be a good Christian. And the mission school picked out Bamba. Both of them met and liked each other, and Duleep Singh proposed to Bamba and she accepted. After this, he kind of instructed the mission school to guide her and give her lessons in English, music, and anything that she would require for her life in England. The couple were happy with the way things were going, and both were kind of like exchanging gifts. And he even gave a sum of £5,000 to the mission school itself, and gifts and trinkets such as like jewelry boxes to Princess Pamba herself. After this kind of hasty or efficient proposal, he kind of goes on towards Bombay because remember, there's a very important task at hand that is burying his mother's ashes. So in 1864 in Bombay, the Maharani's remains were finally cremated, and the Maharaja even built a samadhi for her. And then he quickly packed things up, went back to Cairo to pick up his new wife, and both of them made way to England, where he had just purchased a new home for both of them, Elvenden Hall. And now we come to England, where the English society kind of finds it a bit weird that the Maharaja left with the coffin of his mother and came back with a wife. And there was all sort of talk going about town, but the Maharaja couldn't care less. He was head over heels for Bamba, and people are noted to have said that he attended to every whim of her, and the couple were very much in love. The newly married couple now began their life in their new house, Elvenden Hall. And what a house it was. Like, just look at these pictures. And now we kind of see that the Maharaja is really carrying forward something that was uniquely his from the start, combining English aesthetics with Indian ones. And you see it in his clothes, and now you see it in his new home. He was determined to make this his own little kingdom, and he redecorated everything according to his own style. And for the coming years, the Maharaja and his wife kind of spent them happily entertaining guests and hunting and throwing parties and living the English life.
Now, the couple also starts welcoming children into this world. And while the Maharani is basically busy with the children, the Maharaja is having the time of his life. So he basically becomes known for throwing these grand hunting parties in his new house. And you can see all the photos like hunt after hunt after hunt. And he basically starts setting records in hunting. He's become very well known, and then he would break his own records, and all of this would go on for some time, like some years. The Maharaja was basically doing whatever he wanted and was living his best life, and he was throwing money out here and there at this point in life. And him, along with his friend the Prince of Wales, in the words of the historian Peter Bance, also were notorious playboys. Duleep Singh became famous because he would frequently visit Paris, and then there were these specific courtesans that he would visit and that he was basically smitten with. Back in Suffolk, there were stories of young maids and servants being sent back home pregnant, and some maids would basically accept the kids as their own, while others would leave employment. There were quite a number of children the Maharaja had out of wedlock, but to his credit, he did take care of most of the children of his household help. It was so obvious that all of this was going on that some of the children even looked Indian, and some of them even had Singh as their middle name. Now, in the town right next to the Maharaja, all of these children were being called little princes. So his content and happy life was kind of coming through. You know how they say be happy and get fat. That's exactly what he was doing. So at this point in time, he also started gaining a lot of weight. And we only know this because everybody in England was noting this. There were cartoons which was kind of making fun of him. There were also publications, and even the Queen herself remarked that he's growing rather fat. Basically, whatever he did in England, people were obsessed by it. They wanted to know everything. Another renowned scandal of the Maharaja was with a woman named Polly Ash. This woman was a dancer at Alhambra, and it's from there that she got the attention of the Maharaja. Now, she was also getting a hefty £3,000 per annum from the Maharaja as well. But, like all others, the Maharaja quickly grew tired of her as well and moved on to somebody else. And this affair had a lasting effect on his life. So at this point, the Maharaja has met his mother, he has learned about the other side of the story, he's acquired a new wife, and he's lost himself in hunting and affairs. And we see the Maharaja become a completely different person, and the whole of England is noting all of this. But what's even more important is that there are people back in Punjab who are also noting this. And this phase of the Maharaja's life comes to a very quick end. Let us know what you think. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell.